Hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing a very important and a very new topic in physiology, that is physiology of aging. धीरे धीरे aging questions में काफी पूछा जा रहा है, whether it be a PG exam or an undergraduate exam. The physiology of aging is a rising topic. So what is aging? Aging is a gradual deterioration in the ability of performing physiological activity. And this change is irresistible and is inevitable. इसको वापस भी नहीं कर सकते हैं, इसको रोक भी नहीं सकते. Right? It is irreversible and it is inevitable. Gradual deterioration in the physiological activity. Right? Now this aging can be of two types. If we classify this aging, this can be of two types. Whether chronological or biological. The name describing for itself. Chronological, that means from the time of conception to the old age, the number of years that an individual has lived. This chronological aging is of much less significance as compared to the biological aging. अब वो कैसे? हमसे कोई aging पूछता है तो हम age में बताते हैं ना. लेकिन how is it possible that chronological aging is of much less significance than the biological aging? It is because अगर हम same age group के दो लोग ले लें, of the same age group, one person might appear as older, the other one might appear looking younger. This is because of the biological aging, and this biological aging depends upon the lifestyle, whether the person has sedentary lifestyle, if he or she exercises or not, the environment in which the person stays, the work stress, emotional stress, or any kind of stress. Also the genes. Also the genes play an important role in determining the biological age of a person. What kind of food is the person ingesting? The nutritional status also determines the biological aging. So what happens when a person ages? Firstly, that we have discussed, the ability to perform physiological activities reduces, and also the person becomes more susceptible to diseases. But this is an inevitable process. But why are we emphasizing and why do we want to know about aging? So that we can delay the process, or we can have a healthy aging by checking on our biological clocks. So moving on, there are various theories which have come up that describe about aging. The various theories can grossly be divided into two categories. Either it is a programmed theory or it is an error theory. Programmed theory, that means somewhere the apoptosis is come into play, and the error theory where some environmental insult is happening which is leading to aging. So as we were discussing about the theories of aging, the theories of aging can be broadly classified into programmed theory or an error theory. Programmed theory resulting basically from the disruption of the biological clocks, from the disruption of the homeostasis, which leads to aging. The error theory, however, results from the mitochondrial DNA damage. Some external environmental insult is there that is leading to aging. This is the error theory. And here are the various theories of aging. It can be either evolutionary theory, which involves the mutation and accumulation theory, the disposable soma theory, antagonistic pleiotrophy theory. Another category for theories involves the molecular level, the gene regulation theory, the codon restriction theory, error catastrophe theory, somatic mutation theory, differentiation theory, revolving somewhere around the genes. The cellular theory, however, is the most accepted theory. Out of these, the cellular senescence and the free radical theory are the most accepted theories. So in the cellular theories, besides these two, we have wear and tear theory of aging, apoptosis. Another category for theories is the system-based theories. That involves some changes in the neuroendocrine system or the immunologic system or the rate of living theory. The most accepted theory, the cellular senescence or the free radical theory. The cellular senescence theory was given by Leonard Halleck, which says that the multiple divisions, the telomeres shortens to such a limit that it can no longer divide, which is the reproductive senescence. The telomere on subsequent divisions has reached to such a level that it can no longer divide, leading to aging. And this limit where the telomere can no longer divide is called the Halleck limit, right behind the scientist's name Leonard Halleck. The free radical theory is involving the environmental insult which is caused by the free radicals. The free radicals, they have an unpaired electron in the outermost orbit. So that is why it is advisable to take antioxidants to reduce or to delay the process of aging based on this theory, which is the free radical theory. So now let's go on. What are the effect of aging on the various systems of the body? So till now we have discussed the various theories that have discussed how or what are the reasons that lead to aging. Now we will discuss about the various systems that are affected by aging. So here is a list of what all systems are affected with aging. It can be CNS, respiratory, CVS, renal, endocrine, GI, bones, the musculoskeletal system. So all these systems in a way or the other are affected by aging. There can be neuronal loss, the cochlear degeneration can happen, there can be opacification of the lens, dorsal column loss and slowed reaction times, to name a few of the changes that happen in the CNS. And that is why we have seen in the old age, we have seen the people, they react slowly, right? The joint position senses are lost. Because of the lens opacification, in the old age, the cataract is more common, right? So these were the few changes to name in CNS. What changes can we see in respiratory? There can be decrease in the lung elasticity, or there can be increased VQ mismatch. The ciliary action might be reduced, making the person more susceptible to infections. The vital capacity will reduce, there will be increased in the residual volume, right? In the CVS, to name just a few, we have mentioned the maximum heart rate will reduce. There will be dilation of the aorta, and that is why as the age increases, the exercise tolerance of a person decreases, right? What happens in the case of renal? The number of neurons are less. So there is loss of nephrons and there is reduced rate of glomerular filtration rate. If we talk about the endocrine system, there is deterioration of the pancreatic beta cells. In the GI, there is decrease in the motility, making the person more susceptible to constipations, right? What about the bones? The bone mineral density also reduces with increasing age, leading to osteoporosis. So the list is endless. There are many more changes that happens with aging. A few of them are enumerated here, right? So the two basic theories, or the two broadly accepted theories, the free radical and the cellular senescence that we have discussed, the system-wise changes we have discussed, right? So to conclude the lecture, we know that exercise and the maintaining the healthy lifestyle, eating healthy food, will in some way or the other reduce the aging process. Also, if we exercise and if we change our sedentary lifestyles, we will have a healthy aging by reducing not our chronological age but our biological age. So with this, I would like to conclude the lecture. And also, if you want the notes of this topic or any other topic, do let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much.